28 stab wounds. You didn't want to leave him a chance, huh?
As someone with no life who reads a lot of comments, it isn't unusual for me to take recommendations from amazing people such as yourself for runs. What is unusual is to take a comment that wasn't really giving me a recommendation, but still accidentally gave me a great idea. Can you beat Skyrim as the pint-sized slasher? Since, like I said, the person who gave me this idea didn't give any rules, I made my own for the run. I didn't want to use mods, as I'm stupid, and wanting to do one of the few things I like about Fallout 3 Justice, I wanted to keep it simple. To keep it quick, I only do damage with daggers, because slasher, allowed to only wear clothes, basically just no armor like the slasher himself, and while it never came up, decided no crafting for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why, ask 2 weeks ago me. Now, enough stalling. We start with some new PC woes. How have I not booted it up on this computer? Gosh dang it. Get to see our favorite meme, fix my FOV, get to see Squid Game Season 3 early, and make a character. I had debate between Brett and Imperial for no other reason than short, and Imperial being mentioned in the comment, but after seeing the Wood Elf being the shortest race, I pick Imperial. After accidentally making my favorite salad. Look at that face, oh my gosh. Give an original name, and decide to make myself a bit shorter anyway, as the pint-sized slasher is pint-sized. Damn, if I had a nickel for every single time I had to change my height in a Skyrim run, I'd have 2 nickels. Which I know isn't a lot, but it's very upsetting that it's happened both times. Get to see what happens if you pick Black Widow in Marvel Rivals, and as it turns out, the World Eater is going on a diet and decides to save me to make the world a skinnier and more lean place. So I easily scurry my weight out of Helga. Choose red as last time I chose blue, and with these hands now free, I find no dagger. So I dance around and let this Hadvor fellow take care of things. So once he does a murder, and I steal any food or healing that isn't nailed down, and finally get a dagger, I then let my first victim die thanks to my imagination. But apparently Dagger 1 was so good that I find Dagger 2. And while we never see the pint-sized slasher dual-wield knives, we haven't not seen him dual-wield knives, so I allow it. So I wave goodbye to every person who decided to wear blue today. I get a bit scared of my starter damage being low, so as the 1,000 paper cuts totally make a difference, I murder the spiders as well as the bear, say no to survival mode, and then become forced to decide between rock and stone. As basically the only skills I can really use are sneak and one-handed, and since my daggers do as much damage as apples do to doctors, I pick the slice stuff stone. I then make my way to my starting game damage check, as if my daggers can't deal with these base bandits, I should just give up. And while my damage isn't good, I would be. Even with my lack of armor, I can take bandits on with relative ease. So I absorb XP, steal goods, make someone nosedive into the ground, and clear the dungeon so well I get a health level up, as well as a one-handed perk as a reward. And before shotgunning the story like any good challenge runner, it's time to do my favorite side quest. Only after seeing a Dorito bag that did absolutely nothing wrong, except he's blue.
I've always hated the color blue. You know why?
Why?
No reason.
It's then off to Windhelm. Find out every copy of Skyrim is in fact personalized.
Secret, the Aretino boy is doing some ritual, trying to call the Dark Brotherhood. But who's going to stop him? Me? I'll have no part of that.
And find out I have good fashion. Yo, you're stealing my drip, dude. This is my drip. Get your own fit. My fit looks better than your fit. I'm wearing this shit for real. You're not. Get that off. Take that off. Murder a lock, steal some health fillers, and find a fellow child who enjoys murder. He tells me to murder a wrinkle lady, and get back to teleporting horseman. Get into Riften, give Grelod the Kind a piece of my knife-fueled mind, making the legend of the pint-sized slasher large enough to once again be the best Halloween costume. Accidentally get caught stealing, so I reload and do it a second time, find out I was the person who stole your sweet roll, and tell Mr. Murderman Grelod is murdered. Yearn for the mines, take a quick 24-hour nap, and meet Quirky Lady. She says I can game end pretty good, and after proving it, and getting a cool hat, I get hired to be a slasher. Teleport to my new office, talk about my favorite Simon and Garfunkel song to a door, run inside to find some cool loot, finding an unarmored assassin clothing set, and a steel dagger. These items are counted as clothes. as you don't level light or heavy armor wearing them, meaning I can get better sneaking for free just for wearing them. Find out I'm hired for real this time. Try not to pose while showing off my new fit to the homies. Don't say hi.
Ah, going for the mysterious and brooding thing, huh?
Yes. And now I have to prove myself with easy murder jobs. So once I go south of 2 people playing tag, I can find and fail to sneak attack my first target, who turns out to be Namor, who sends his crabs at me after his death, this miner manager who is too busy sleeping to stop my knife from entering her back, but I made sure she had a good sleep forever, get to level health and more one-handed damage, and drain the health from a homeless man faster than Patrick Bateman. Find out the NPCs can hear me.
Ah, there you are. Good. I was done speaking with that muttering fool anyway. We've got some business to...
Ooh, business. I like business. Do you like business? I like business.
I do indeed. We must go to the...
Get a more worthy murder job, get paid, head to Markarth, and see someone do a murder before I can. So I take out this mean man at a principal, get another dagger, and find the person who needs the people cleaner. Get told she has not 1, but 2 people I can take out. So I sneeze, head to the side contract while someone trauma dumps.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us.
Why did you walk up to a random person and just start trauma dumping? I need to know exactly why you decided that was a good idea. I show my true colors by pressing F4 before doing this easy kill. Try and hide the body before getting found, and staying so still that I become invisible.
Oh, what happened?
After hiding the body, seal something that gets added to the plot. So just to keep you in the loop, almost everything is one-handed or health-based, before getting back to the main contract, which is just murder bad bandit people, which kinda sucks. Picked a bad time to miss my shots, friend. So I break in and kill the sleepy. This is of course rather easy, having good healing items to cover my bad damage, so after dying like an idiot, I try and be more sneaky. And after that also fails, I just give in and eat into my healing supplies, and game in the target before finding his Uno reverse card. So I finally trained my sneak on this mean Iron Man, and once the paper cut tornado does what it does best, I bring him and the actual target into the ground. So I get my double payment, and get a third payment as I'm told it's time to get in. So I snuggle up to Wrinkles, get told by Betty I'm gonna murder the Emperor. Cicero finds me snuggled up to his main squeeze and hits the wrong emote for a long time. Astrid double asks to make sure I talk to the corpse. Yes. So I go out on Pee-wee contract duty as punishment, which starts with Vampire Family. It takes some healing supplies, but it's no big problem. I kill the witnesses, and kill random NPC number 5 in the open. And get told we shall listen to Betty's request. Get paid and steal a horse, so I can easily make my way to the guy who is making a murder request. Get followed by a saber cat, and once the stolen horse realizes it doesn't need to die for me, the cat rushes me, does enough damage, and makes me rush inside. And find out I truly am being hired to murder the Emperor. I'm given a step-by-step guide and necklace to cover the cost, before getting told to get even more money Astrid is owed in Riften. Past 2 bandits who do way too much damage, who bite the dust as I sneak up with a
Miss.
butt stab. And after reigniting my love of fashion, I like those boots, I'm taking those. Those are my boots now, thank you. And both bandits dead, I collect money from Astrid's biggest OnlyFans supporter, and with that, it's wedding time. I then simply go out to do my new job. You know, I can come back another time. And because of low dagger damage and dealing with heavy armor, I go inside, wait an hour, and go back out. Because they don't recover health, but I do. So I abuse my slasher villain abilities of time and space to very, very slowly find a way to win this fight, before finding out who called the hit.
Oh, what happened?
Alright. So, detour back to Windhelm, fail at being sneaky. I am the self-proclaimed sneaky nuke after all, and keep slashing away. Only to find out she's essential, and I can't kill her. So I reload and just leave her on the ground to think about what she's done. It's then wedding time, and after stuffing my pockets with all the good food, I do the murder tech, being attacking the bride and teleporting before anyone can find out. It does mean I don't get the bonus, but I'm a slasher, and this is Michael Myers as fuck. I then gotta kill an adult Boy Scout, get told where he is and steal his schedule, then spend way too long playing cat and mouse, as he didn't follow the schedule at all, thanks to Bethesda games being made by Bethesda. But I slowly get him in Riften, do some sneaky stabs, which somehow doesn't get anyone else mad at me, so once Mr. Morrow is no more, I put a fake letter on him, get told I did well, before it turns out the clown has gone bonkers. So I get an edgy horse, and get to take this Joker down, as there's also some of the best clothing I can get for this run. I could really just stop doing this quest and use this armor, however, Sistero has a set that is a tiny bit better. So I make my way through the sanctuary, find out you can sneak past the guards, so with them easily taken out, it's time to murder the clown. I can't sneak up, and he has an absurd amount of health for whatever reason. So since there's no chance of me doing this correctly, I do some small swings till I can't no more, and make sure he can't follow me using the doors, which allows me to sneak, wait for health, and go back to fight him, until I'm low and restart the process. I soon find out that I can sneak attack on him, I do die thinking somehow I can kill him, and do this process over and over, torturing this not so funny man like any good slasher should. So after the 28 stab wounds, not leaving this man a chance, I get a better dagger, and since I'm not using mods, this jester outfit is the best I can get to a clown mask. I wear these clothes before my next job, needing to find the gourmet, find the man who shouldn't be allowed in the kitchen, he knows where I can find my target, steal his job and title, dragging my victim to a place they'll never find. I'm told it's time to game end the Emperor, so it's back to Solitude to let me cook. I let my amazing cooking send this guy to heaven, same day shipping, and as I take my leave, but get caught for being a silly little guy, as I apparently killed someone he loved.
Do you have the slightest idea how little that narrows it down?
He makes the great choice to leave me, a person known for killing people, to these people, who I kill. I then murder my way back to my murder-filled home, see California for myself, do a This Is Sparta to save my homie, decide to snuggle up one last time to Betty, before the homie I saved saves me from my forever dirt nap.
Going as fast as I can, you stupid she-devil.
Stupid. They are glad I'm awake, but it turns out the person who mains Black Widow in Marvel Rivals has been roasted. Look, I know I already made a Marvel Rivals joke. I have a problem. Shut up. Astrid tells me I've been a good little murderer. You can tell by my cursor I'm not listening to music, and get rewarded with a cool dagger, and getting to murder my friend. I give it at least a few test swings, bam blam, go to Whiterun for the first time, and tell the person who wants the Emperor out that I'm still in. So I sneak in and grind levels quite easily, mostly because I can get behind people easily, find someone who likes what I do. What are you doing in here? What the fuck? You just killed an innocent person. How dare you? That's such a bad thing to do to somebody. Two? Bad. That's my job. The Emperor talks to me before he sees me. He accepts his death, which makes this not as fun. But gives me an Uno reverse card to end the person who gave me this job. So I give him one final hug, get my payment from a Mounds bar, before going through with the Emperor's final wish.
We had a deal.
And I held my end of it. What's the problem? Because murderer. So I collect my gold, 20,000 gold to be exact, which is meant to be spent turning the new home of the Brotherhood into a better place. But since I don't get any XP for doing so, and practically get nothing for doing it, I can just choose not to do the quest, and just have 20,000 gold for potions, soul gems, and food. So with what can very generously be called the setup for this run completed, it's time to shotgun the story. At least able to show that all this work didn't go to waste. I focus more on using the ebony dagger since I don't have any soul stones. I do so well inside of Bleak Falls Barrow, I fly for joy, save a bandit from ending himself by ending him myself, murder Spider and Snake, kill the sleepy zombie boys for extra XP, and all things considered, I'm actually enjoying the sneaky stuff, even if I suck at it. I look at blue, easily 1v1 the Overlord, buy many potions and soul gems as money now means nothing, See the Jarl become a classic Twitter user.
With your own eyes? I should have guessed Ulfric would be mixed up in this.
Oh man, that guy that I don't like's mixed up in this. Oh man, oh geez, oh goodness gracious. Get hired to find a stone I already have. Someone tried to impress me.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists.
Good kid, good kid.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists.
Yeah, I'm only impressed the one time, kid. You gotta move on to someone else. Get told it's time to fight a dragon, join the field trip, try and do a sneaky attack on the dragon, but it seems the best way to fight dragon with my tiny size and daggers seems to be doing it head on, and with my health absorbing dagger, which keeps eating up soul gems, I can kill this first dragon without dealing with the use of my healing supplies. Absorb the soul, get told I got that dragon in me, rush back to the Jarl to ask what that means, and he says I gotta meet these people with great beards. But first I gotta walk up the 9,000 steps, defeat that troll cake, find a Hrothgar who smokes, scream at the elderly and a ghost, and get taught how to scream run. But the cost of this training is getting these great beards a weird horn. I make my way to the dungeon it'll be at, I swap back over to being sneaky beaky like, and clearing out Draugr. I then get another important perk which makes sneak stabs do 15 times the damage, but with my gloves it's actually 30 times. After understanding the sneak build joke, I come back to my trauma, find out that assuming makes an ass out of me, get the Fade Shout, before proving myself wrong. Last Skyrim challenge I said was a fail due to the goblin's eyes, but I didn't try a glitch where you use Whirlwind Shout, wait an hour to get your shout back, and use the shout again, over and over until you get to where you need to be. So I go back to the goblin's eyes to make sure it works. Now back to the pint size slasher size, find out someone stole my horn, and on my way to murder them for it, they say they actually want my help. I tell them I still need to do a murder, so she sends me off for a dragon. I meet up to where the dragon should spawn, find out that they can see through rocks, and find out sneaking in this fight, understandably, won't work. Unlike my last dragon fight, this one needs me to use a few potions, and after this dragon crashes out harder than that one friend in comp, you know who you are, the dragon becomes another victim. Delphine is happy enough and says I can do some murder for good. Before I do, I give the horn back to the old people and get some yap as a reward. I don't like where this is going. Find some people upset about me killing dragons, but these keyboard warriors go down thanks to the people of Riverwood. I agree to do a random job for Delphine, just so I can get her to leave, which allows me to get my snack out from under the table. I then talk to Malborn, give him all my items, before finding out I'm going to an elf party. Put on some new clothes, have a Fable 1 time skip, before getting back to pint sized size. Blech. Meet elf, take my fair share of food, which some people aren't happy with. What? Don't act like you. Shut up. That one homeless man I was nice to decided to do me a solid, and it's time to suit up. I steal much more food, I'm talking all of it, before getting my things. And now that it's all back, it's murdering time.
Lock the door behind you. Don't screw this up.
I already pressed F5, what's the worst that could happen? Do 2 sneak stabs and a face stab, and do this until I can make my way inside. I'm able to kill someone who's in a conversation, who must have been so boring that the person who's talking to them doesn't notice he's gone. Dang. Find what Delphine wanted, I guess. We get caught, so I decided to game end everyone who knows about the plot. These dumb soldiers in Malborn go down. I even saved this prisoner to take him out myself. I would also take out Delphine, but with her taking the documents I found, she said she has another person who can help me murder the World Eater. So now I'm off to Riften, again. But the Thalmor find me first, and soon after find me. At this point, I'm a menace, so these elves don't really do much to stop me. So I can find Esbern, find out he's bad at opening doors, tell him I murder dragons, Golly gee, tell me how many times I say murder in this script. Fix my ass pain. Alright, this chair's hurting my ass. I'm putting this in landing mode. Do it. This chair sucks. Yo, I still got coffee. We make it out with ease. See Esbern fall for the masculine urge to hit this pose, and get told it's learning trip time. I don't know if this dragon always spawns here, but it does once again for me. This is mostly a Forsworn kill, as he stays out of reach until the crash out of 87, and I try oh so hard for a sneak stab, and finally get it. Oh! Before getting murdered by the wizard. Jeez. Do the trick stab again, and do the same thing to the kicked up wizard. Forsworn are rather easy. And that's one powerful ass flea, my goodness. Solve easy puzzle, but get rewarded with wall. I'm told the old yelling man can help, so they tell me a guy in the mountain can teach me a shout. They teach me how to murder bad weather, which is pretty cool. A dragon thanks me for the nice weather. He teaches me to breathe fire, but I think he's into it, and get taught how to learn the shout I'll need to kill the World Eater. He asks why, and it's mostly because I can't do murders if the world is eaten. Happy with my answer, I'm told Elder Scrolls V Skyrim can help. Esbern told me Winterhold knows about that. I try and quickly get inside, but when I try, a dragon attacks and the NPC won't talk to me anymore. No, ignore that. We're talking. Ignore that. Don't listen. That's just this happens sometimes. Just let me inside. You know, this is completely fine. This is fine. Trust me. Okay, maybe it's less fine than I thought it was. The dragon refuses to get to a place I can fight it, so once it gets off every roof. Don't you dare land on a roof. Don't you do it. You're a bitch. I fight it very, very easily. So with it down, I can find our Septimus Sigma, murder Horkers, and get told the place the scroll is in. I try to murder this man, but the game says no. So I head to the scroll location. This area is pretty easy. Nope. So I take out every crack kitty, spider, and testicular torsion in my path. Use the don't take damage shout to skip this really bad section. Finish weird bald guy, and land a few sneaks on Evangelion. Mostly for fun, but I also wanted to do it first try. I take out the duo who happens to be blind and deaf, not sure in which order. You guys are really bad at doing things, huh? Rush out of this terrible area, mash buttons until I solve the puzzle, claim my prize, dragon happy. I read the fanfiction to find out it's actually real Elder Scrolls lore. I learned this shout from these people who can't murder a dragon, so I decided to do it myself. This can be called one of the harder fights in this game. I simply have enough damage and healing to just deal with it. And while it isn't the most riveting of gameplay, what dynamic gameplay I have to do here. It's very dynamic and difficult. I gotta drink some potions now, that's the hard part. Alduin becomes Dunduin. Do a few more smacks for fun, but find out I may have sent the dragon to heaven, but now I need to kill him in heaven. So I asked the Jarl for a pet dragon, and he says I can only do it if I solve the war. And while I maybe should have done a Civil War quest to say I killed a Jarl, I've already killed the Emperor, so Peace Council it is. I do promise next run I will actually pick a side for the Civil War quest, I swear. I do however get told that I can kill the only not bad dragon, so I put my murder pants back on, and do it incorrectly. we gonna fight back, Parthenax, or are you just kind of accepting the fact that I'm gonna kill you? I then do the bad killer thing, telling him I'm going to kill him, and then attack. But the game has already decided I should win. Oh, this buggy game, dude. I can't play the buggy game. Ooh, leather scout armor. I can't wear that. It's then time to learn how to make my dragon learn, put him in binds, which makes him teach me how to fly. After being more proud of Donkey, I decided to kill the dragons here just for extra skill points, and because I feel like most other Skyrim runs I have at bind might not be as easy and as fun as this one. So I wanted to savor the moment. And while it takes some healing, the big winged dudes are down. I also sneak down most of the Draugr, even the Overlord. I also get this guy, whose name is just bad. I then get sent to heaven, or hell, or whatever, and deal with soon. A guy who's going to be hard to deal with, as head-on combat with people like this. Go fuck yourself. Now that I'm thoroughly disappointed, quickly go on my least favorite bone ride, quickly rob this place of all of its food. One second, I'm doing something. One second, I'm doing something. And find the losers who couldn't kill a dragon. So we murder the bad weather, and make this world eater go hungry. As a guy who plays enough Cyberpunk 2077 to make Adam Smasher blush, this final boss fight is super underwhelming, and even in a challenge run scenario, has little to no challenge. Like most of my runs, it's about the journey, or something. But yeah, 28 billion stam wounds later, and this dragon is done. Soon sends me back to the world, finding out I need to hire a maid. Oh, you guys didn't clean up before I got here? Alright, my fault, And after becoming the best murderer this side of Tamriel, I leave a proper mark on the world, in hopes to help those still stuck with grief, as I prove once and for all that yes, you can beat Skyrim as the Pint Sized slasher.